Voyagers, happy Thursday. Today is Thursday, May 14th, 2020, and boy do I have a challenge for you today. Drum roll! Nice job. So guys, my challenge for you today is we're actually gonna switch it up with our vocabulary definitions. So I know that on Monday and Tuesday we worked really hard to say them together. On Wednesday, yesterday, I did the motions with my mouth. I mouthed the words, but I didn't give you the words. And today, we're gonna try something brand new. What do you think? Do you think you have an idea of how I'm gonna try to trick you? I don't know. Well, think of it as a challenge because I know you guys are going to do an amazing job. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna start out Read Aloud today with a game. I am going to show you some sentences of definitions on the board, and you're gonna fill in the missing words. Whoa, I know that's a lot, so I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm gonna show you parts of the definitions for our words, and you're gonna fill in the missing words. So if I see this, the blank is where and blank the story takes place, what would go in the first blank? Oh, the blank is where and the story takes place. Yeah, the setting. I would put setting in the first blank. Okay, so setting is where and what would go in the next blank? Yeah, when. You got it. Nice job filling in those blanks. So what I need you to do is pause. Can everyone pause? Good. I want you to pause and get yourself a pencil and a piece of paper if you can, so you can write these down with me as we do our Read Aloud today. If you don't have a pen or a pencil or a piece of paper, that's okay, no big deal. Stay on the video and we will work on it together. Unpause. So sorry, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cue some music. On the screen, you're going to see lots of words and lots of blanks, and we're going to try to figure out what those blanks are together. Say, bring it on! Nice enthusiasm. Let's get started. Wow, scholars, that was really awesome. Nice job taking on that challenge and really showing what you know, how much you've been growing your brain, and how much you've been getting ready for first grade. You knew all of those blanks and did a great job figuring it out by looking at your options and seeing which words were missing. Nice hard work, and now it's time for us to get into our story for today. We are reading a new story today and tomorrow. We're going to do half of it today and the rest of it tomorrow. And we're going to be focusing on those story elements just like we've been doing all week. So let's put our thinking caps on, get ready, go. And let's show our VCP core value of hard work and get right into our story. Let's go ahead and put our finger on the title. Remember, awesome readers go along with us in the text by tracking with their laser pointer eyes and using their pointer finger to follow along. Flossie's hats and crab cakes later. By Elizabeth Fitzgerald Howard, paintings by James Ransom. Wow, this is another book. We've been so lucky, scholars. I feel so thankful for all of these books and all the beautiful illustrations and paintings that it says this book has. Wow, I cannot believe someone painted those pictures. That is so cool. That definitely takes a lot of hard work. All right, let's start on the first word, on. Ready? Let's read. Remember, we always start by reading the beginning of our story. So what two elements am I listening for? Yeah, SNT, setting and talking characters. On, ready, go. On Sunday afternoons, Sarah and I go to see great-great Aunt Flossie. Sarah and I love Aunt Flossie's house. It is crowded, full of stuff and things, books and pictures and lamps and pillows, plates and trays and old dried flowers, and boxes and boxes and boxes of hats. You got it. Sorry, I'm already listening for that story element. What is our setting? What is our setting? Yeah, our S, the setting is Aunt Flossie's house. Nice job. On Sunday afternoons, oh, that when? Did you hear it? I also heard it on the first page that we're reading on page 4. It says Sunday afternoons. That tells me when it's a day of the week and a time of day, the afternoon. So I'm going to add that to the S as well. On Sunday afternoons, when Sarah and I go to see Aunt Flossie, she says, "Come in, Susan. Come in, Sarah. Have some tea. Have some cookies. Later we can get some crab cakes." So who are our characters? Yeah, they're all people. Who are they? Good job keeping track and looking back in the text. We have Sarah, we have Susan, and we have Aunt Flossie so far. Those 3 characters for tea. Good work. We sip our tea and eat our cookies, and then Aunt Flossie lets us look in her hat boxes. We pick out hats and try them on. Aunt Flossie says they are her memories, and each hat has its story. So guys, why do you think the girls like trying on Aunt Flossie's hats? Why do you think they like trying on her hat? Nice job going back in the text on page 9 and really thinking about your answers. I agree with you. I think they think it's fun. I know that Aunt Flossie said the hats were her memories, and I'm sure that she has really great stories to tell them about when they try on her hats. So the girls, Sarah and Susan, must really like listening to those stories that Aunt Flossie tells about all the memories and stories behind those hats. Hats, 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 hats. A stiff black one with bright red ribbons. A soft brown one with silver buttons. Thin floppy hats that hide our eyes. Green or blue or pink or purple. Some have fur and some have feathers. Look, this hat is just one smooth, soft rose. But here's one with 1,000,000,000,000 flowers. Aunt Flossie has so many hats. One Sunday afternoon, I picked out a woolly winter hat. Sort of green, maybe. Aunt Flossie thought a minute. Aunt Flossie almost always thinks a minute before she starts a hat story. Then she sniffed the woolly hat. "Just a little smoky smell now," she said. Sarah and I sniffed the hat too. "Smoky smell, Aunt Flossie?" Oh, I wonder what memory that's going to bring up in Aunt Flossie's brain. "The big fire," Aunt Flossie said. "The big fire in Baltimore. Everything smelled of smoke for miles around, for days and days. Big fire. Didn't come near our house on Center Street, but we could hear fire engines racing down St. Paul. Horses' hooves clattering, bells, whistles. Your great-grandma and I couldn't sleep. We grabbed our coats and hats and ran outside, worried about Uncle Jimmy's grocery store, worried about the terrapins and crabs. Big fire in Baltimore." So guys, easy peasy factual question. Why does her woolly winter hat smell like smoke? A nice job using the text, scholars. We know that it smells like smoke because Aunt Flossie was wearing it during that big fire in Baltimore. All the flames and the fire was making it really smell smoky, and the fire was going on for miles, and smoke. The smell of smoke was going on for miles and miles, and even days and days. So it was a really bad fire, and it caused her hat to smell like smoke. Let's keep reading. Aunt Flossie closed her eyes. I think she was seeing long ago. I wondered about crab cakes. Did they have crab cakes way back then? Then Sarah sniffed Aunt Flossie's hat. "No more smoky smell," she said, "but I thought I could smell some, just a little." Then Sarah tried a different hat, dark, dark blue with a red feather. "This one, Aunt Flossie, this one." Aunt Flossie closed her eyes and thought a minute. "Oh my, yes, my. What an exciting day." We waited, Sarah and I. What happened, Aunt Flossie? I asked. Big parade in Baltimore. Ooh, parade, said Sarah. We love parades. I made that hat, Aunt Flossie said, to wear to watch that big parade. Buglers bugling, drummers drumming, flags flying everywhere. The boys, soldiers, back from France, marching up Charles Street, proud. Everyone cheering, everyone shouting. The Great War was over. The Great War was over. Wow, look at that huge parade, scholars. Why was there a big parade? Yeah, and I shoved looking in the text on page 17. The boys, the soldiers, that's who the boys are. It gives a really good job of saying the boys and then making sure we know the soldiers, people who fight for their country. They were back from France and the war was over. So they're having a big celebration about the war being over. The war ended. Let's have a parade, I said. Sarah put on the dark blue hat. We found a red one with a furry pom-pom. We marched around Aunt Flossie's house. March with us, Aunt Flossie, I called, but she was closing her eyes. She was seeing long ago. Maybe she's dreaming about crab cakes, Sarah said. Then we looked in the very special box. Look, Aunt Flossie, here's your special hat. It was the big straw hat with the pink and yellow flowers and green velvet ribbon. Aunt Flossie's favorite best Sunday hat. It's our favorite story because we are in the story and we can help Aunt Flossie tell it. Aunt Flossie smiled. One Sunday afternoon, she said, we were going out for crab cakes. Sarah and Susan and Mommy and Daddy, I said. And Aunt Flossie, said Sarah. Aunt Flossie nodded. We were walking by the water and the wind came. Let me tell it, I said. The wind came and blew away your favorite best Sunday hat. My favorite best Sunday hat, said Aunt Flossie. It landed in the water. It was funny, said Sarah. I didn't think so, said Aunt Flossie. Scholars, today we read the beginning of our story, Aunt Flossie's Hats. I want to know, it said in the text that when they're retelling this story about her special straw hat, the girls mention that the hat flew, the wind blew the hat into the water. And Aunt Flossie said, I didn't think so, when Sarah said it was funny. Why doesn't Aunt Flossie think it was funny? Why would she not find that funny? Yeah, because that's her special hat, her Sunday best hat. And it flew into the water, and I know when it goes into the water, it's going to get all wet. And I'm sure she didn't want her hat getting all wet. No way. So I think we've reached a problem in our story. What is the problem? Yeah, you got it. Aunt Flossie wants her hat, but she cannot have it because it's in the river. It's in that water. She can't have it. It flew all the way in there when the wind blew it away. And that is where we're going to stop our story today. So I'm thinking back onto S-T-O-R-Y. And I'm thinking about the elements that we've already come across in our story so far. I know we already talked about setting. I'm thinking about talking characters. I think there's one more character that I see in the picture, and they mentioned two actually, who were with them during this story when they were on their Sunday afternoon walk. Yeah, Mommy and Daddy joined them too. So we've learned the setting, we've learned the talking characters, and we talked a little bit about the problem, that Aunt Flossie wants her hat, but she can't have it because it's in the river. Tomorrow we will finish the story and figure out their attempts to resolve and the solution. Today what I want you to do is I want you to try to retell the beginning of our story to a friend or a family member. So you might start with, this story is about, and start telling them what we've already learned is happening in our story. Nice hard work today being a detective and finding our story elements as we read Aunt Flossie's Hats. Tomorrow we will finish this story, and tomorrow is Friday! What? So exciting. Tomorrow we will finish this story and be able to tell the whole story to a friend or family member, and I can't wait to see you then. Bye guys!